Check it out, the Black Pearl waits.
Yeah.
Hey, it's Amanda Thorne. I am with Alexi Murdoch. We are on the tour bus. Now, I wanted to do a little background. Tell me where you're from,
right,
and just kind of set it up for people that don't really know your music and are
How
just
can-
now
how can-
finding
how
out. I
can-
know
there are no people
it's
that don't.
completely unbelievable to think about, but
no, I would imagine nobody knows. Nobody.
I
knows
think
where-
you'd be surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where I'm from, I was born in London and I grew up in Scotland,
Mhm.
and moved out to the States a while ago to go to college.
Where did you go to school?
I went to Duke.
Oh, fancy.
Well, yeah, it was kind of. I
Duke's
didn't,
nice.
Yeah, I didn't know. I mean, I
Prestigious.
went. Honestly, I went there because I really liked. I'd visited some friends who had a place up in the mountains, like about 4 hours from there.
Mhm.
And I thought, oh, North Carolina's really nice, and so I enrolled. I applied there, and they let me in. I don't know why. I hadn't even graduated high school. It's really weird.
Wow.
Like a weird story. I don't know how I got in, but
That doesn't happen every day. So
No.
did you have complete culture shock when you moved to LA?
yeah,
More substance.
culture shock. It's sort of like lack of culture shock. You know what I mean? It's sort of
Mhm.
like. I mean, that's, it's easy to take pot shots at LA because it's just like, it's just so stereotypically just void and, vacuous. It's just like, having said that, like I think my being there was so integral to my becoming a musician and finding other musicians and sort of, radio. That's where the whole radio thing started with KCRW, and so I wouldn't want to put it down too much. I mean, I think it's a town that can, if you go there for the wrong reasons, it can kind of beat you up. But
Get sucked in
Yeah.
to the lifestyle, and
if you can manage to kind of get in and out, it's sort of alright. And I got out.
which you've done.
Yeah, I got out.
I just read this article this week online about this fan of yours who went to one of your shows and was so moved by your performance that the next day he quit his job to pursue music. How does
Wow.
that make you feel?
I mean, that's amazing. I mean, that's honestly, I hadn't heard that story, but I get amazing letters from people who seem to be so moved and motivated, and it's like, for me, that's, because it's not the easiest thing to do this, it's like, it's one thing if you're just trying to kind of make a bunch of cash and just go out and have fun and get famous and whatever. But I mean, if you have like any kind of sense of seriousness about it and responsibility, it's like, it's quite a difficult thing to get up and do every day and like get over your fears and stuff. So when I hear stuff like that, I mean that's really what acts as my compass for me. It's an amazing thing to know that you've brought, you've actually delivered something to somebody that was so meaningful to them that it actually helped them do something good for themselves. It's pretty amazing.
And when you had 4 songs out, just the 4 songs, you got a huge response
Right.
from everybody. I mean, it caught on. Orange Sky in
Right.
particular was
Right.
just everywhere.
Mm.
I think it was on TV shows, and I just remember hearing it everywhere. I could go into the Gap and hear Orange Sky, which was interesting
Yeah.
because you hadn't had a full length out. Did you feel a tremendous amount of pressure to get something for the... Are you on a label?
No.
Is it independent?
Yeah, it's
okay.
my own label.
That's great.
I mean, there's distribution, so it's in stores and all that. But no, I didn't want to do the label thing because I had a really clear sense of what I wanted to do with the record, and I knew how I wanted to make it, and there was just no way that no matter how much somebody said they believed in what I was doing, that anyone would ever let me make this record the way I made it, which was basically like getting a bunch of 2-inch tape and going into an old analog studio and literally shutting the door and not getting in that mindset of like, oh, we have to make a record of singles, or like, it was literally just about being in that space and recording everything live and kind of capturing, documenting something like an hour of music. That's why I feel like the record for me is like, it really is an hour of music. It's not just, singles put
Right.
together.
Right.
And I knew that there was no way a label would let me do that.
Mhm.
So it wasn't even an issue for me to even contemplate, As for the pressure, I mean, I think that's the kind of person I am anyway. I feel pressure all the time. It's like,
You can't tell. You seem very laid back and
Really?
just kind of, yeah.
On the inside.
Like it all just, it just flows and it's natural. And even listening to your music, it's, I don't want to say it's simplistic because that makes it sound like it's not.
No, I like that actually. I think simplistic.
It's just stripped down. You know, you play a couple chords, but you make it sound so haunting, and it really does touch people. And you get your point across without doing a lot. I mean, is that a conscious effort, or is it just how it flows?
I mean, I think the conscious effort is not so much in the construction of the song as it is in the getting out of the way. So in a way, yes, the sound is arrived at through a conscious process, but it's not contrived in that way. It's like more like, I think it is the way it is because of what you're saying. It's more like just trying to simplify and be, you know, I think the biggest disservice you can do to your inspiration is to sit and mess with it too much, you know, because it's given to you in usually a very visceral and straightforward way. I mean, the truth is usually the simplest, you know. I mean, water finds its way down a hill the most efficient way, you know. There's not a lot of thinking about like, I'm going to go around that rock or over that, you know what I mean? It's just, and I think that's the same way with anything creative, you know. It's like kind of trying to get your the thinking out of the way, and maybe that's where it comes from.